Hey Gemini, this is Chronic Joy Tarot, and we are going to do your April 2018 reading for those born under the sign of Gemini, or your moon and rising, or if you're just guided to be here, then welcome. You're supposed to be here. This guidance is for you. You guys can find me on Instagram now as well, doing I'm ramping up some daily videos there. They're very general, but it's nice little gems of advice for growing your soul. And it's at Living Chronic Joy. That's the account there on Instagram. So find me there, follow, and otherwise I will always see you here on YouTube every couple weeks. I'm doing these zodiac-based readings. The oracle guidance that I've pulled for you guys at this time is coming from a deck based on the poetry of Rumi. It's just a beautiful, beautiful deck. I love it so much. And the card I pulled for you guys is this, Sacred Convergence. Look at that artwork. It's beautiful. Colors. So this card is actually, basically what this card is saying is find your tribe. Okay? There are times in our lives when, as we grow our soul, we start to relate to newer ways, different types of other souls. And, it's not really so much an external thing, like I am an accountant and I have a bunch of accountant friends or business-minded friends or whatever. It's not an external thing, what you do or what you are. It's more of an internal, it's a soul vibe. And finding your tribe is a really lovely way to, gather energies to bring out into the world for a greater good, right? There's a little poem here in the booklet it's one of Rumi's, an excerpt from Rumi's poem. And it says, one hand holding a cup of wine, and the other the curls of the beloved. A dance like this in the middle of the circle is what I am longing for. Right there, smack in the middle of your tribe. There's souls ready to align with yours. And if you just start to look at people from the soul, instead of from external view, what they do for a living, how much money they make, what their education is, if they have a family, those are all external things. Look at the soul. If you start to see someone from the soul, you will, first of all, you'll find people from all walks of life that are just like, that aligns with your own soul. And then you'll start to really feel empowered by this knowledge that there are others that have this sacred convergence, sort of, that finding your tribe, it's empowering, okay? If you've been thinking about sort of shedding lower, denser vibrational connections, based on, like I said, based on status or power or whatever, and shedding those and really raising yourself to another level of consciousness, then this reading's for you, okay? All right, so your starting point here, dear Gemini, is intensity. I love that. Look at that. Oh, okay, so you may feel a little pressured between your outward and your inward worlds, okay? You might feel like something's going to give. Something's got to give because I can't put on this facade any longer, or, what's inside me really, really is wanting to come out and connect with others, and it's a good thing, because that's what will bring it about, is that pressure. Just like, that's how a diamond is formed, right? Through pressure. Sheds away, the crusty exterior. And then within you, there is a sense of growing. There is a sense of rising. And you're getting, this rebirth card is saying, there's more for me. There's more for me. I'm going to grow it from the inside out. And in that process, you'll find the other souls that align with yours. And you'll start to reform maybe what your tribe looks like. It's beautiful. Start to really look at people from that aspect, from a soul place. And you'll see how alike a lot of us are, right? Like I made a connection today with a 2-year-old child in the coffee shop. He was just, I knew him, right? Yeah, and I felt his power. I felt it. It's really, really a lovely experience when you start to see people from that perspective. In your external world, it's going to create a sense of trust. Both your trust in the path of your life and others' trust in you, right? As you start to gather your tribe and really stay open to this alignment that's occurring, you will be bolstered sort of by this sense of trust in the flow of life, and you'll gather others around you who put their trust in you and feel the same as you and live from the same space as you, and it's just empowering. There's really going to be no bounds to your next experience if you start to sort of shift your perspective a little bit. The way forward is through creativity. Find either creative ways to express yourself, creative projects, new ways of interacting with others that maybe you've never tried before. Like I said, seeing others with a new set of eyes, seeing them from the soul. There's many little figures, it looks like. It looks like almost ghost-like figures gathered in this sphere. And then there's some on the outside too, if you can see. It's kind of hard, but it's very abstract. But I love that feeling, that sense of here we are, we're encased in this sense of well-being. We are okay, we trust that. And any others who are attracted to our glow, right, our commonality here, our tribe, are welcome. And being creative about how you draw those others in, or how you express yourself out into the world so that you connect with those like souls, that's going to be your key to getting yourself toward that next step. And then your top of the reading here. Okay, so I love this. So it's going to require that you really zone in. Okay? This totality card is asking you to really zone in on the moment. Just like the acrobats. They can't leave their focus. They can't shift away from the task at hand, or everything's going to go tumbling. So make this kind of your mission in the next couple weeks, to really open up, talk to someone you never normally would have talked to before, right? Open up a little, connect, and see everyone from the light, from the eyes of your soul instead of your mind. Take away the judgments. Know that every single person you encounter has a story too. As easy as their life may seem, they still have a story of challenge, right? And as difficult as their life may seem, they still have an aspect of themselves that is divinely worthy, right? So this is what and it's being in every connection you come across. As you go about this process, it's gonna begin to feel more and more natural, more and more organic, coming from your heart. And then what may happen in your external world is you might feel like, in this new way of seeing others and gathering new friends and gathering your tribe, you may feel guilty because some of your connections may become distant, right? You may have to shed a couple or just realign them, okay? There are some long-time connections that we have that we just have always had, right? And people that we love in our lives. They may not have their soul aligned with yours. They may not see things the same, but you still love them. But this is asking you to sort of rearrange for a time so that your priority is to gather that tribe just for a time. And then, eventually things will settle into a more, into a space of equanimity. Even though it may feel like, oh, I have to shed this friendship in order to reach towards someone that loves flowers as much as I do or whatever. It's not true. It doesn't, there's room for it all. It's just you're going to learn to sort of realign and reassess those things that are important for you. Okay? All right, dear Gemini, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I love you all very much, and I will see you again here in a couple weeks. Take care.